As of now, no, Ram. While doing configuration, right? If you face any issue, we'll let you know.
Yeah, that's fine. Now, what I can do, I can create one PO. To create PO, you need to go to ME21N. So, from ECC side, you should know some basics, guys. If you're working on EWM, you need to know some basics. I already shared you few videos in the drive. How to create the PO. What is procurement cycle? How to transport the transport request. Few basic things I already maintained in the drive. If you have checked it. So if you don't have any experience into MM, if you don't have any knowledge in MM part, ECC part, go to the videos. That is very important because the basic starts from the ECC. Go to ME21N. This is for what? Creating the purchase order. Creating the PO. Vendor PO or STO, whatever the PO. The basic thing starts from here. To purchase something for the company, you will create a purchase order. Purchasing from whom? From vendor, we are purchasing the goods. So you need to fill some details like who is the vendor you want to procure, what is the material you are procuring. So like that, some basic details. For that, I want one vendor. I need some vendor. That vendor I can take like JUPL01 is the vendor I can take. Which material? I don't have material, I think so. Let me create the material, guys. MM01 is for creating the material. Mechanical. I'm creating a raw material ROH. Okay. I'm creating some basic data, purchasing and accounting. Not required. Okay. What is the plant? JUPL, my plant. Okay. Now I need to create some text here. Text and create like test data. Base unit of measure I'm giving as HS, material group something, enter. Purchasing group is give something. Account details give something, valuation class. And maintain storage location data also. Can you see? Storage location data. Here it was gone. Yeah, sorry. What is storage location? I want to maintain storage location ROD here. Okay. Nothing to maintain, just ROD. Now this material is creating for JUPL ROD storage location. Now when I am creating the PO, give the PO number and which plant do you want to procure this PO? You are procuring from this vendor. From this vendor you are procuring the material. Procuring this material to the plant. Which plant? To which plant you are procuring? JUPL you are procuring. Which storage location you are receiving?
ROD. Receive.
ROD you want to receive. ROD only.
Yeah.
ROD you want to receive the stock. Okay. How much quantity? 100 quantity you want to receive. Enter this. Okay. Enter purchase organization. Give 1000. Purchasing group give something 001 something. Enter. Enter the price. Price I am giving as some 10 INR. Okay. Everything is good. We are good. Now main thing guys, confirmations tab is there in the item level of the PO. The item level of the PO, you can see the confirmation. Confirmations. What is confirmation control? What is this confirmation control? If you see here, confirmations. Confirmations. Generally, once you create order, purchase order, the vendor will send the goods, right? In some cases, before receiving the goods, we need some confirmations. When exactly this delivery we are receiving, how much quantity we are receiving. This basic information we want vendor to send first. First he want to confirm when he will send, how much quantity he will send, because I want to do some space allocations. I have less space in my plant. I need some confirmations. So if I keep confirmation, it means that what? Once the PO copy was sent to vendor, this is the PO copy. Once the PO copy sent to vendor, vendor will get to know the information that I need to confirm to the company. I need to confirm to the plant that when I am going to ship the goods, how much quantity I am going to ship the goods. I need to give the information like that. Confirmations vendor should give like that. Here, if you see IWMS. Very important guys. WMS, Warehouse Management System. In case in a company, they may use different storage locations, guys. Not all the storage locations will use EWM, right? Not all the storage locations will use EWM. In JUPL, in Mumbai plant, in JUPL Mumbai plant, not all the storage locations in the plant will use EWM system. Okay, in this plant, not all the storage locations will use EWM system. Few storage locations they will use ECC system also. Am I right? EWM system only dedicated for few storage locations. Like in this case, ROD is one of the storage location is using EWM, IWMS. Suppose in ROD there are lot of storage locations are there. In JUPL, can you see guys? A11, A12, A00. Even these are storage locations also. But all these three are managed by ECC. All these storage locations are managed by ECC system. And only ROD is getting managed by EWM system. Got the point?
Yeah.
Now, this confirmation and control, if you don't keep IWMS, if you keep ROD here, and if you don't keep IWMS, then it's waste. We are telling the system that this plant, this storage location, we are managing in EWM system. We are managing in EWM system. Got the point? If you don't keep here, it means what? We are telling the system that this is managed in ECC system only. If you don't keep this one here, IWMS, we are telling the system that this JUPL ROD location we are managing in ECC system only, not in the EWM system. But we set up everything for this plant, for this solar location. We set up everything in the EWM system, connections, everything. Now we need to keep IWMS here. Save it, guys.
But RK, most of the companies use their own specific this one, no? So I think so how the user will get to know that he has to select IWMS while releasing, because as a technical person we know that ROD is linked to IWMS, but the end user creates this purchase orders, right?
Normally, every consultants in the company need to give the documents like how do you call user specific documents, user documents. Okay, there are some documents we will provide to the users, business users. It can be end users, it can be some users. We will provide some documents to the users. How to create the PO, how to create the PO, what fields needs to be selected, in field what they need to select. We will give the exact information and 100% information what exactly they should do. They didn't even need to think, okay, what to select. We'll give the full information in documents. User documents will call, or any is with respect to company how they will call. Okay, normally user documents. Okay, the reference documents, normally reference documents or user documents will provide to the users how to create the PO.
And one more thing, RK. So, if for example, there are 3 storage locations in ECC and 2 storage locations in EWM. So, will the users also use ECC and EWM as well?
Yes, obviously. And you are telling now 2 storage locations in EWM.
Hmm.
But in the real time, we will use only 1 storage location, okay? Not 2. Okay, that is some logically, you need some experience to understand that. But think that EWM only we will use 1 storage location only. In this case, fix your mind that only ROD belongs to EWM. Only ROD belongs to EWM system. Remaining all storage locations in the plant belongs to ECC only. Did you got the point?
Ram, just assume that there is a business requirement that user don't want to enter this manually. It has to flow automatically from the vendor
We
master.
can do that. We can. It's not a big issue. Okay, we
Based
can
on
maintain. Yeah.
based on the storage location, is it possible?
No, normally we'll maintain by document types actually, not by storage location.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay. Or else if they wanted to go by user specific, okay, then template you need to save it.
Mhm.
If the user is creating his own document type or specific materials for EWM system, then you need to make a template, and the template you can make, you can save template as EWM specific data, something like that. And whenever you wanted to create EWM PO, you can go to template, you can set the template.
What we did is, Ram, like there is a requirement from business that this has to flow automatically from the vendor business partner.
Enter.
Vendor BP.
Okay.
So whenever they used to procure, right, it's all every time the storage location will be EWM managed. It flow directly from the material master.
Yeah, but if you want to procure the same vendor to different locations, then
Different location means, Ram, like which is not
ECC
EWM
location.
managed. Okay.
Yes, ECC location.
The material which they are going to procure, right, that is EWM only. Means that is managed under EWM only.
That is pure business, your business, that
Business.
is okay.
Yeah.
We cannot be in, thinking like, the business will use material in only ECC or EWM system. They may use in ECC and EWM system also. We cannot predict like that. Okay, that is purely based on the business requirement. Now, what are the business requirement you told? That matter you're not procuring for any of the ECC locations. You're procuring for only for EWM location.
Yeah.
But most of the companies are which I handle, it is not the specific scenario like that. Okay, the
Okay.
material is managed by the different locations also.
Mhm.
Okay, when they have the requirements to create the PO, they'll get the requirements, right, and they need to select the ROD, and whenever it is ROD location, they can select the confirmation control as IWMS, WMS system. Okay, and don't worry about the users. For users it will be very experienced users only, and they will do the mistakes, and we are there, right, to correct it.
Yeah.
We can correct it. It's not a big issue. That is our work, to give the documents to the users, and because everything cannot automate, SAP is not something, okay, you can automate most of the things, but not everything as per the requirement of yours. Then system will go into some issues. Okay. Now I have the PO, guys. I have the purchase order I created. Now what I can do? What is the next step?
Inbound delivery, outbound delivery. This is inbound delivery in ECC.
Yes, this is the PO. What I can do, I can create one inbound delivery. I can create. I can create one inbound delivery. I can create. Slash. What system? Okay, I will open this one. VL31N. 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 Now for this PO, I'm going to create one inbound delivery I want to create. I would like to create one inbound delivery I want to create. Okay. Now for that, remove this vendor. Vendor is not required. If you don't know, give the purchase order. That's it. Give the purchase order. And dividend will come automatically. If you want to change, you can change it. External ID is very important. Okay. External ID is very important. Copy this number. I'm keeping it here as 1. Just I'm giving it as a 1. External ID. This PO, first PO. Because for this PO, I can create multiple inbound deliveries. Because 100 quantity is there, 1000 quantity is there. Sorry, 100 quantity is there. I can receive maybe 3 times 100 quantity. If they can't deliver in one time, what they can do, they can send in 2 or 3 times, right? In that case, how many deliveries I need to create? I need to create 3 deliveries, right? If they're receiving in 3, 30, 30 and 40. First delivery 30, second delivery 30, third delivery 40 quantity. So I can create 3 deliveries in that case. Okay. So external ID is very important. Now system has taken the full quantity here. Now I want to give only 30 quantity. 30 quantity I want to create. Now there are few things you need to observe in this delivery, guys. Item overview, we can see the material, quantities, everything you can see. Document type, item type, everything. Go to status overview. What is the goods movement, guys? What does it mean by goods movement? A. A means what? Not started. A means what? Not started. Goods movement data. If you go here, plant is JUPL. Storage location is ROD. Quantity is 30. What is the movement type, guys? Here, movement type is 101. What is 101, guys? Movement type. Basic things of ECC. I'm not going into deep. Just I'm explaining the basic things. What is movement type?
It is it helps us to understand what kind of activity we are doing. Like it is a GR, right? We are doing the goods receipt. So similarly, if there is a cancellation, we'll have different. So it helps us to understand what kind of activity we are doing it for this material.
Okay. When you're receiving the goods, when you're performing the goods from the vendor. Okay, in that almost all the cases we will receive with respect to 101. Goods received posting 101. Goods receipt. Okay. Now go to header data. Header. You can see header, go to header data. And if you see one very important field here, this field, decentralized warehouse. Decentralized warehouse or distributed warehouse, whatever you call it. Decentralized warehouse. A is there. What is A, guys? Relevant. What do you mean by relevant? Decentralized warehouse. What do you mean by decentralized warehouse and what is A? You don't understand this concept, then if you don't understand this one, it's waste. It's very important thing now. Distribution status. Distribution status for the decentralized system is very clear now. distribution status for decentralized warehouse processing. What do you mean by these things here? Understand all the 5 to 6 things. What do you mean by relevant? Guess. Guess is very important, guys. If I tell something, you'll forget it. That's why I'm asking you to guess. The naming is very quite similar, okay? There is no confusion, right? We are
Uh,
working on a delivery and it is telling distribution status. One field is said distribution status for decentralized warehouse processing, decentralized system. And A is relevant. What do you mean by A is relevant? What is the meaning of that?
the inbound deliveries we are going to create for this PO, right? So this is which we need to perform in EWM once we are done.
Yes, it is telling that relevant for decentralized warehouse processing, relevant for EWM. It is telling that. A means what? Relevant for EWM. This delivery, what is the delivery you are creating? It is relevant for EWM. Relevant. What is mean by B? When the B will come here? When the status B will come here? Very important, guys. You'll get lot of incidents tickets for this one. Not only for this one, you need to be based on these things. Lot of incidents will come. You need to check these statuses. Very important, guys. In EWM system. I mean to say, in if you're working on an EWM consultant, these are very important. Distributed, when this status will come? Distributed, when this status will come?
After creation of inbound delivery.
Once?
Inbound delivery will be created.
Once inbound delivery is saved, automatically this status will come as distributed. When the status will come as confirmed?
GR done.
When you completed the GR. When the planned for distribution will come? Planned for distribution. Don't worry, guys. Here I told once you click on save, automatically it will come as distributed. When this will be planned for distribution, there is one configuration is there, guys. In that configuration, I'll show you the configuration. If I configure SAP EWM specific parameters, go to my warehouse RKW. In RKW, can you see here? Distribution mode is there. What is distribution mode, guys? Here, distribution immediately is there, right? Can you see? Distribution immediately is there. I can tell one stop distribution. I can keep one stop distribution. One stop means what, guys? Once you click on save, it will not distribute. It will be saved, but it will not distribute to EWM. You need to distribute it manually. There is one transaction called VL06I. One transaction called VL06I. VL06I. Can you see? For distribution. Should distribute it manually. To EWM system, you should distribute it. You need to keep input level number and you need to click on execute and you should click on distribute. So this setting is for that planned for distribution. When you have that configuration is active in your company, then it will come as planned for distribution. But it depends. Most of the companies they will use automatic distribution. Few of the companies they will use one step distribution. Got it? All these 5 very important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 are very important. Okay. Now, once I click on save, now what will happen? Now, once I click on save, what will happen now? Let me save it. Can you read this one? What is this one? Shipping notification was saved and distributed to WMS. You need to get this message. If you don't get this message, then something is wrong. Distribution, shipping notification saved. If you get this one, something is wrong. You need to get like it was saved and distributed to WMS system. Okay. I'm opening in a display mode VL33N. In mode delivery, I'm opening in the display mode. That's it. Whatever I created, I'm opening in the display mode. So this is the material I created for 30 quantity. Goods movement data. Is everything good? Go to header data. Now can you see guys here? Distribution. For the status it was now. It was status as B. B means what? Distributed. B means what? Distributed. It's distributed to EWM system. Everything clear now?
But A is only once the PO is created, that time only we get only A, right, RK?
Inbound delivery. Inbound delivery, right?
Yeah, this is an inbound delivery when you created and it got distributed to EWM. So earlier it was A. So A, it is relevant only when only we have created the purchase order and we have not still distributed to EWM by A.
No. When you are creating inbound delivery, when you are creating inbound delivery, at the time before saving, I showed you the status.
Yes,
Before
correct.
saving, I showed you the status, and after saving, I showed you the status. So when you are creating inbound delivery, system is telling that this delivery which you are creating, it is relevant for EWM.
Okay.
It is relevant for EWM. When you create it, it is telling that it was distributed.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any confusion here, guys? Any confusion for anyone?
So based on the storage type we maintained in the PO, so if it is extended to warehouse management, then we can see that as a, or else if it is a blank, right? If we choose any
I
other
will tell
storage.
you the logic now. I will tell you the logic. Okay, let's discuss on the logic part now. What is the plant I created in the PO and the inbound delivery?
JUPL.
JUPL. What is the storage location I created?
ROD.
ROD. Now, this JUPL and ROD linked to any warehouse in ECC system?
Yes.
JUPL plus ROD linked to any of the warehouse in ECC system?
Yes. Dummy.
RKW.
RKW. Right. RKW is the right. Now, this RKW, the ECC part. Okay. Now this RKW is linked to any of the EWM warehouse. This RKW is linked to any of the warehouse of EWM.
RKWH no. Okay.